Well, hello everyone. Welcome to our first matchup in Season 3. We have the matchup between Radu and Raidman Mucha in Division 1. I am Zatomo, and I'm joined as always by Calamity. How are you?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great, yeah. Looking forward to this matchup. Raidman, second place last season in Division 1, just falling short to Simi in the playoffs. And Radu getting promoted from Division 2. So we get a almost champion and a fresh new blood. So we're going to see how this matchup plays out between these two.
Yeah,
As you can,
the two of them were actually, just wanted to quickly mention that, very close in Season 1, where Raidman finished 8th and Radu finished 9th in Division 1.
yeah, and that was when Radu got relegated down and quickly got himself back up in Division 1. So facing off against an old foe once again. Because this is week 1, we don't have any stats from this season, of course. So the stats you see on your screen here are from last season. So last season in Division 2, Radu averaged about 21,764 points. He did have a perfect game for his best game, and he won the coveted most aces prize across all divisions with 24. Raidman also doing quite well in Division 1, 22,553 average points, best score again of 25K and 16 aces from him. What is worth noting is Radu put up those numbers with 30 more seconds than he has this season. So you think it's going to affect him a whole lot, Calamity?
It might do. More than that, what you also have to note there is that Raidman, if I'm not remembering completely wrong, also had 2 less games in his season. So that's another explanation for why he's got like 8 fewer aces. But yeah, definitely 30 seconds less can have an impact on you. Yeah, but I think more it'll depend on the seeds themselves and the maps that we're going to play.
Okay, well, let's take a look at our first map we have in week 1. It is Uruguay. The map is by Fernandez. The average score is 14,438 points with over 1,000 locations. It's been played over 1,000 times with just about 28 likes. Yeah, not a whole lot of details about this one, at least officially. It's just a map of Uruguay. Your thoughts on Uruguay as a matchup place?
Yeah, Uruguay can be really interesting. A lot of it is just roads pretty much in the middle of nowhere. Generally, if you've got a paved road and you're fast enough, you can usually get to a sign that tells you pretty much exactly where you are within 3 minutes. However, Uruguay also has some dirt roads that are covered, and you may well find nothing there. So you do well to kind of at least know a little bit about where these places are. Practice certainly helps there. Apart from that, you do have stuff like phone codes, but they're not particularly helpful. They can be helpful just in Montevideo to confirm that you're there relatively quickly. But apart from that, you usually find the name of this town/city easily enough. And well, there's not that many cities in Uruguay, so it's also normally not a problem to find it on the map.
Yeah, definitely an interesting combination of good signs, but few signs in Uruguay,
Yeah.
For sure. Okay, well, we're going to take a little bit of a different approach, at least for these first couple of videos here. We're going to see if we can't give you guys a better view of what's going on by having them on full screen, which means a lot of work for me jumping back and forth. But hopefully you'll be able to see more of the detail and things going on the screen than we had last season. So let's jump into it we'll look at Radu's screen first in round number 1. And we start off in a urban location, Calamity.
Yeah. Right away, my feeling tells me this is Montevideo, which has nothing to do with that I've played the seed before. But it just looks like a well-built, pretty big city from the get-go. And there you've got these street signs that all have advertisements on them, which also tells you straight away that you're in Montevideo.
Yeah, I was about to say, just a city that has this feel to it in Uruguay is pretty much always going to be the capital. So Radu here looking at the bus to see if he can get anything. Raidman has already jumped to the screen. You can see he's already pretty confident that we are in Montevideo, and he is already looking for some street names and some pinpointing. So only 30 seconds in, he's already looking at the map in quite a bit of detail. So we won't focus on him too much. He's just map scrolling. We'll see what we can see with Radu here. Not a whole lot, just trying to get a grasp of where he is. This Y intersection might be good for pinpointing.
I'm assuming what he's looking for right now is either a big road that he recognizes or a district name, so that he doesn't have to scroll through the whole of Montevideo to somehow find the right streets.
Yeah, which is definitely what Raidman Mucha is doing. So if you're wondering what he's up to, he hasn't moved yet. If he does, we'll show you what he's doing. He's just scanning the map, looking for some street names. But Radu is taking the approach of actually traveling around, looking for some more information from him.
Yeah, I think Raidman has found roughly where he needs to be on the map and is now just looking at where exactly he started.
Yeah, he did jump back to the starting location, did quite a few 360s there just to figure out where he might be. And with just under a minute left, Radu will also move in to the map to figure out where he is. As he looks for those street names, and they both have the same street name. They don't have us in the same location yet, but they know the name of the road we're on at least, Calamity.
Yeah, it'll probably take Radu about 20 more seconds to figure out the exact place, or it won't.
Or it won't, as he immediately drops his token, and it will be enough for both of them to get an ace in round one. First round of the new season, and a perfect score. Can't ask for a better start, Calamity.
Yeah, good start. Wasn't the most difficult round though. Probably not the one that would decide this matchup.
Yeah, I mean, being in the capital to start off with plenty of signs, not a whole lot of that's going to challenge these two competitors. So let's see how they do in round number 2 as we get into that one. And right away, a more rural location for sure. Hopefully be more of a test of their skill. Nope. Radu's got a sign right near the spawn location, as does Raidman. He's now seen it. That gives him the road number.
Yeah.
What was the river name, I believe? So
yes. The unfortunate thing is that generally a lot of these small rivers don't really show up on the map in Uruguay. Some of them do, but you can never really know if a river shows up or not. Radu has taken his time to check all of them. If it is a river that shows up on the map, might be a good approach. If it doesn't, he might have wasted quite a bit of time.
Yeah, Raidman does move a little bit a ways and picks up another sign that gives him some more town names to work with. Riviera, so we are in the very northwest a bit of the country. And Radu himself will also head in a similar direction.
Yeah.
He's about to see the same sign as Raidman does right there. So again, not even a minute gone, and they're both pretty much going to spend the rest of the time looking at the map, Calamity. Be my guess.
Yeah, Radu's found one of the smaller cities or towns probably on the sign. And that is one that is 33 kilometers to the north of the street, so he knows roughly where on the street he is.
Yeah, Raidman will jump back to the start location and head a little bit in a different direction to see if there's anything he might catch. I don't know. He went back the same way, actually.
Yep.
Just reconfirming, I guess, which direction he did, in fact, go on. And this great example, what you mentioned before, Calamity. There's no river here. There's no bridge. So their best pinpointing tool is not actually given to them.
They've got the road to the east that they can work with and the curve to the west, so it's not too difficult. Those are both, I'd say, about 500 meters either way. Well, not either way, but 500 meters in total that encompasses those 2 points of reference.
Ooh. And they will both guess at the exact same time. And I will have to jump back just a tad bit to try to catch those scores. There we go. Radu getting 4,991. So that bit of a tricky location does throw him off by 9 points. Raidman also missing out on 2 points there. Yeah, easy to find the general street, but then pinpointing quite difficult there with that bridge not being there, Calamity.
Yeah, definitely. Pinpointing in Uruguay is always tough if you're not in a city. You do occasionally get roads where you've got some side roads on the map, but generally Uruguay doesn't really have a lot of side roads going off of the main highways. Yeah. So even if you would have all of them on the map, sometimes you just, you've got a straight road and you've got to guess well.
Yeah, it's also really tricky. Like, is this a road or not? Like, is it an official road or just a path that somebody has worn down over time? So that can be tricky in rural Uruguay.
With roads like this one that we had that sign in front of where it said 33 kilometers to that city, okay, that has to be on the map. But sometimes when you just got something that looks like a tractor drove there and nothing more, then it can be quite hard to tell if that would be on the map or not.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's jump into round number 3, and we'll start off taking a look at Radu and what he can find. Again, another pretty rural location. They're going to look off in the distance, see if he can't see a sign, and they will head in opposite directions, Calamity. That's quite interesting.
Yeah, Radu sort of put his toes into going north, but then decided, nope, I'm not going to. And Raidman just went with it anyway. Yeah, there's those kind of locations you can never really tell which direction is going to be better. What I like to do sometimes is I'll just pick, there's a sign for Radu with the 8, I think.
Radu picked the right direction to go for sure, at least in time wise.
But what I like to do sometimes is, if I know that we'll get a lot of locations where you can't really tell which direction is the better one, then I'll just fixate on one direction in practice, and then I'll always go that direction if I'm ever at a point like that. So I know that, I might get to the same place.
A better sign here with quite a few town names as well as the road, which I don't think Radu has quite yet.
Yeah, Radu's river searching again.
Yeah, which is not what you want to usually be doing, but he's giving it a shot.
We'll see if this one's there.
But I definitely think Raidman's got the better information to work on, and sure enough, he will go back to the starting location to head south now. So he'll eventually see, with about 1 minute and 20 seconds left, what Radu is seeing now. But yeah, Radu is definitely putting all his eggs in the basket there with the river. He has the right road because it is on the sign. But now he'll continue to move and look for something else that can help him. Raidman now catching up to Radu. Both seen the sign. There's a little bit of a sign for Radu. I don't know if that's how helpful that will be.
Yeah.
He knows where that is.
It looks maybe like a natural park or something
like
that.
So he does seem to be able to. He did find it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a bit of luck for him. He missed out on those city names that Raidman got, but that will give him some help.
Yeah, the problem with that is that since he doesn't really have a reference in terms of kilometers to anywhere, it would take him quite a bit longer to confirm whereabouts he is, since the streets aren't always very straight towards national parks into the middle of nowhere, so he can't really say for sure that he's right east of that. But we'll see if he gets it right anyway.
Just a few seconds left.
Yeah, looks like it.
Raidman and they will both use their full times, and despite getting in the general direction again, those cities seem to prove the difference. 4,992 points for Radu, 4,997 points for Raidman. So those towns getting him those extra 5 points that he needed there to stay ahead. of Radu in this matchup. But yeah, again, another tough one. Pretty much had to get those town names to get even a decent shot at the 5K, but it was still tricky with that.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't have to, as Radu showed us, but they obviously helped a lot.
Yeah, I mean, he did get lucky, I guess, with that nature reserve or whatever. That really helped him kind of guess sort of where he might be. Okay, well then I'm north of this and so on and whatnot. But he did have the river, I guess. So he maybe was using that as well. I forgot about that. So, well, as you can see, Raidman is sitting on 14,995 points for him. And hopefully I can see his total score, 14,983 for him. So he is about 12 points behind. So far playing for a tie with 2 rounds to go. And we're in another semi-urban location.
Yeah.
The 5 in Rio Negro.
This was probably the easiest round in all of the seeds.
Yeah, major bridge, major road, major river.
At the split between 2 different departments.
Yeah. So I think both of these players are probably not going to have to move a whole lot at all. Only 30 seconds in the round. They're pretty much just going to try to pinpoint where on the bridge they are.
Yeah.
Sure enough, Radu will already guess.
Looks right about in the middle.
Yeah, he'll lose 2 points. So not quite exactly, but about as good as you can have possibly asked for. Except Raidman gets a little bit lucky and does get the ace in the round there for him. So another 2 points onto his lead, extending it to 15 points.
Not really the round you're looking for if you're behind.
Yeah, definitely not. Your opponent's going to be able to get it if you're able to as well. Yeah. So yeah, this is even if you didn't know immediately kind of the general area, if you had practiced at all, some of these names definitely would be familiar to you, a major location in the country. So very easy location to spot. So, well, that was a quick one. I think they only spent about maybe 30, 40 seconds on that round.
I think Raidman was about a minute. Yeah.
So we'll jump into round number 5 here with them. And we'll start off taking a look at Radu. Ooh, our first dirt road. We saved the best for last, Calamity.
Yeah, the thing is with that dirt road, as you can see there with Raidman, immediately next to you has a sign that tells you exactly where you are. So I pretty much didn't even have to move for this one, because it tells you you're sort of next to Flores in Florida. And Florida is, if you've practiced quite a bit, it's probably a city name that will remain in your memory. And the other good thing about that sign is that I think neither of them noticed really, but on the back of it, it tells you what road you're on, which is the National Road 45. So yeah, you pretty much don't have to move for that. You just have to find the right intersection of the 45 with, the other roads.
Yeah. So there's that sign, Florida and Flores for Raidman. Radu, though, is going to travel a bit to see if he can't find something else, but I think if you go to the intersection, you can find signs kind of triangulating, pointing to the opposite direction, and with a few more city names. And that's what helped me out. But so far, they're all going to just stick in the general area.
There we
go. There's the 45.
Yeah.
On the back. And there's another one of those hand-painted national road signs, which is quite interesting.
Yeah, the question is where Radu is now. This sign only says 45, in which case I'm not sure I would trust that to be the road number. But the sign that they started in front of at the beginning actually said RN 45, so Route Nationale 45. So that's a lot more reliable.
Again, and Raidman just saw that sign. We'll go back and see if he takes another look at it where it does show that RN on the back of it. Radu heading back to the starting location to zoom in on those locations. Yeah, the name Florida stands out because it's a state in America. So you're like, oh, I know this name.
Yeah, the first time in practice when I was in Florida, I think it took me like seeing Florida on 3 different signs until I went, okay, this probably has to be the city name. But I just couldn't believe it before that.
Yeah, I thought maybe it might be like a state or something. And then as you're kind of skimming around in practice, you go, oh, no, there's a city. And yeah, it's probably this one. So, right. Yeah, they're both back at the starting location.
Yeah.
Gonna head down a little bit to try to get some good pinpointing information, cross sections with some other streets.
This doesn't look good for Radu with 15
yeah,
seconds left.
Yeah, Raidman seems to have it.
Yep.
And sure enough, he does. 5K. We'll switch over quickly to see how Radu finishes. He's not even anywhere close.
I mean, he's close, but...
well, yeah, he's not close to getting the pinpointing. And
he'd hoped that didn't register, and it didn't. But
yeah, and it didn't. So he's very happy with that. That would have made it even worse for him. But yeah, only 4,073 points for him. A third ace for Raidman seals the victory. So that very close matchup falling apart in the very last round there, Calamity.
Yeah, thinking about it, it would be hard. It probably wouldn't, but maybe if that last second change had registered, he might have lost his bonus point for being in the top 50%. He was wait, let me just check. He had the 6th highest score, so he's just on the edge. He'd need to drop one more place to lose that bonus point. But the thing is, the next person behind him is almost 2,000 points back, and I don't think he'd have lost that much. But I'm not 100% sure. It might have been very close.
Yeah, closer than he would like. He might have lost maybe about 500-600 more points, something like that. So he probably would be safe, but yeah, not something you want to be risking at all from him there. So yeah, not the start Radu would have wanted back in Division 1, but of course up against an opponent like Raidman. Not a poor performance, hanging in there all the way through the first 4 rounds. Just a bit of a tricky last location there cost him the tie. Actually, probably could have had a tie there for sure. Yeah, if it wasn't for that.
I just did a check, by the way, on the distance that he would have been away, and he would have lost another 1,000 points, but it wouldn't have mattered in the end.
Okay, very interesting. Yeah, so thank you all for watching our first cast. We'll have plenty more of these to come from all of our competitors. We hope to bring you as many matchups as we can. So please record your videos. Don't worry about adding commentary, anything like that. Just record the screen and play normally, and we'll add a commentary ourselves for everybody. So yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Take care.
Bye.